Hey everybody, welcome back to Disappointing Your Demons. My name is Ron, a grateful recovering alcoholic. And take my seatbelt off. Back in the car. You know, I like being in the car. You know, kind of gives it, I feel like the channel and the video as a whole, kind of raw, unscripted vibe. And so I think I'm gonna keep doing the videos from the car for a little while. So anyways, guys, we did it. Ronnie made it a year today. 4/8/24, that is my sobriety date, my last fucking time. And yeah, I mean, I couldn't be happier. You know, so in the last video, I talked about how bad it got, how my rock bottom, how deep down that went, how bad it was. But in this video, I really just want to talk about sobriety and being sober and how good things in a year have gotten. And it's not, I don't want this to be a video about like, oh, look at me, you know, I got this, that, the other thing, da-da. I'm talking about, like, you know, not, you know, accomplishments, but not like financial accomplishments per se, like, or you know, material things. Yeah, there we go. That's the word I was looking for. Material. But I want to say this too. So when I say we did it, I get on here and I say that we did it. You know, and people could be like, well, you know, you're the sober one. This is a group effort. You know, first step of Alcoholics Anonymous in the 12-step program, the first step of the 12 steps is we admitted we were powerless over alcohol and that our lives had become unmanageable. This is a program. This is not an individual program. This is not an individual thing. Sobriety, whether you're in Alcoholics Anonymous or not, is not an individual an individual thing. You need your community, your sober community. You need your people that you can rely on for support. Because if you try to do this alone, by yourself, you know, white knuckling it, your chances of success are small. And I'm not just saying that because I've been drinking the Kool-Aid at AA meetings. I mean, I've tried every which way to get and stay sober. You know, I mean, as my story has shown, the results, as it says, the results were nil. Yeah, I tried just quitting or drinking non-alcoholic beer or going out to the bars and maintaining the lifestyle that I led and trying to just cut out the alcohol and tried to isolate, just stay away from everybody and everything and become a freaking hermit. And none of it worked. None of it worked. What worked was for me, was getting into the program of Alcoholics Anonymous, doing the steps as they're laid out, doing the program as it's laid out, getting a sober community, going through all the steps with a sponsor, you know, and then most importantly, living the 12th step every day, which is part of it is carry the message to other alcoholics whenever possible. And for 365 days today, that is exactly what I have been doing or trying to do. You know, it's a progress, not perfection, in this program. Never going to be perfect. I mean, obviously, I've talked about it. I got into therapy and dealt with all the demons. And while they're still there, they are much more manageable. Which actually reminds me, it's funny story. I don't know if it's that funny. It's probably not even really funny. Interesting, maybe. How I came up with the name of Disappointing Your Demons. I was fairly newly sober, and I was talking to my sponsor, and we had weekly phone calls on Sundays, and in the course of the conversation, I was just saying, man, I've got a lot of demons, and I don't. They're always like whispering at me. They're always whispering to me, and my sponsor said something to me along the lines of, that's the thing about the demons, though. It's whether we choose to listen to them or not. And he says, and it's okay that when they're whispering, if you to disappoint them. And I was like, yeah, disappointing your demons is what I have to do on a daily basis. And then I just stopped. I said, that'd be because I had been talking about making this YouTube channel, and I said that would be a fantastic name for my YouTube channel. And my sponsor was like, you know what? It really would be Disappointing Your Demons. It works on so many levels. So that's how the name Disappointing Your Demons came about. I better copyright that before my sponsor decides he wants some kickbacks. There's no kickbacks. There's no money being made on this. So anyway, back to the topic at hand, 1 year sober and what it's like now. Yeah, as you guys know and heard from my story, man, 12 months ago, it was hell. But you know what? When I surrendered, when I said that when I begged God and I said I wanted off the merry-go-round, I meant it. And I dove into this thing feet first, and I did not expect things to happen, or the trajectory that my life has gone to happen so quickly. But things did not immediately get better, and in some respects they got worse. Just for starters, I had said that before I quit drinking, my daughters came to me, both of them, and I had gotten into a huge fight with my middle kid. We hadn't spoken in 6 months. My oldest said that, if I, because I was drinking, because I was acting the way that I was acting, is that she didn't really want me in my grandson's life. My other daughter did not want me in my other grandson's life. And I said before that wasn't really a factor for me quitting drinking. I kind of just took it in stride. But then I quit. And then I stopped. And at first, my oldest daughter, especially my middle kid, didn't start talking to me again until I was probably 3 months sober. But she was leery, though. She was leery. And she's like, she had said to me point blank, she's like, Dad, you've quit and started and quit and started so many times. She's like, I don't know what. She goes, but, she said something along the lines of, but I can tell this time seems different, so I'm hopeful. And wouldn't you know, this gets me. She asked me to be there. She wanted me to be there for the birth of my grandson. And that right there, I mean, if I got nothing else out of sobriety, that right there would have been worth it. But I knew that wasn't the end of the story, or the end of the journey. But anyways, to my point, like, some things went sideways. You know, my wife, like, the shit that I had done to her, like I said before, like, was horrible and almost unforgivable. But we tried to stick it out. We stuck it out for a little while. And I think it was a month or so it was like 3 months into it. She left. We decided to call it quits. Because even though I was working on things and I was working with my therapist and everything, things weren't like, I wasn't focusing on me and her, and we were kind of just coexisting together, and so we decided to call it quits. So that's bad. It's not a good thing to happen in sobriety. However, I continued working on myself, and people even said to her, after she left, like, "Oh, now that you're gone, he's going to start drinking again." And little did I know that, she had come, and she says, "No, I think this time's different." And so I really doubled down, and I buckled up, and I dove into my recovery, and I dove into my counseling and my therapy, and I just purely worked on myself. And on top of that, again, with things going a little bit sideways, like, I lost a lot of friends. I guess that they weren't really my friends, but I lost a lot of friends, and I was lonely. But again, I doubled down. I started going to more meetings. I started making myself a sober community and a lot of sober connections. And I talked a lot about the loneliness as well with my sponsor and my therapist. And both of them said, it's okay to be alone. As a matter of fact, you've got to learn to be alone. You got to learn to be alone with your thoughts and yourself, so that you can be okay with you, so that you can be okay with other people. And that was, I can't tell you how far that went for me, and how that made me feel, because I was like, you know what, you're right. I've always a lot of why I would surround myself with a lot of people, other than, like, party and fun, but it was just so I didn't have to be alone with myself, just so I didn't have to deal with the noise in my head, because as I described before, like, it's noisy in there, like the sound of, like, the static on the TV all the time. As a matter of fact, though, that's gone now. I don't know how to explain that, other than it's quiet in my head now. I don't have the constant chatter. I certainly don't have the demons whispering. I have serenity. You hear that word tossed around a lot in the halls of AA. And at first you think, oh, that's just a buzzword that they're using, that they just say that because it sounds cool or it sounds like the right thing to say. But no, serenity is a real thing, and I have it. The flood of feelings that comes back, I am able to deal with the emotions. Another channel that I watch, Backcountry, he just made a video, and if you guys want a good sobriety channel to watch, check out Backcountry. He's amazing. He's got a great voice, great storyteller. But he talked about this condition where you are unable to really feel anything, but especially joy in anything. And he had a medical term for it that it's slipping my mind right now, but I've been through that too. And I think that's what I was going through when, and period of time that my wife left me. Because I didn't care. I didn't care about any of that. There was nothing that was making me feel anything any better. Like, the only thing that I was really feeling was just like all the emotions. They were really getting to me. But now I can deal with those. My mental health, like, when they talk about fear, doubt, and insecurity, I was always full of that, and I don't have that anymore either. The biggest, I'm jumping all over the place, but the biggest gift of sobriety is I like me today. I like me today. I look in the mirror and I like who I see. I like who I've become. I like the fact that I don't have any skeletons in the closet or dirty little secrets or lies that I have to tell my wife or friends or whatever. I like that I can be an upstanding individual and there for people when they need me. It's all these things all wrapped up into one, man. Again, if you told me that I'd be saying these things or doing these things, if you told me last year, no. My wife even reminded me of a time right before, back in March of 24, when I had basically resigned myself that I was going to drink myself to death. Told her that I gave up giving up, and that I was going to drink, I was going to screw around, I was going to do all the blow in the world, fucking that's who I was, and that's who I was going to be, and that's all there was to it. But deep down inside, even that, I think, was just a fucking cry for help. Like, I was giving up. I was giving up. I had nothing left, and I just wanted to take the easy way out, which, surprise, surprise, the easy way out isn't to continue drinking and drugging. The easy way out is actually sobriety. Man, 1 year. If I were to talk about all of the things that have changed in the year, this would be like an hour and a half long video. But I said before, I moved off the island. I had to go. It was time to go. And I moved off the island. And I'm back in the States. And it's almost like a huge weight was lifted off my shoulders the second I got off the plane. And it has been so much easier here to stay sober and not have the thoughts. But I guess that's also the thing too. Like, I'm at a point, and this never was the case even when I was sober before moving down to St. John. Like, I don't think about drinking, but I don't think about not drinking either. Like, it's not an all-encompassing, something that happens every day. Like, I definitely don't think, I want to pick up a drink, but I also think, I don't sit there and think to myself or at least consciously think to myself, oh my God, I can't drink today, I'm not going to drink today. That's gone too. That is gone. Like, the obsession has been lifted. It's just what I do now. And like I said, there was this guy, Matt, in one of the meetings. And I hear so many things in the meetings. But what he said really helped me which was the whole, once you get your head out of your ass and just realize that alcohol is no longer an option, it's off the table. Like, you can't even consider it as a solution for anything. It shouldn't be, it's not in your toolbox. That really, man, that fucking, wow. Talk about mind blown, you know what? I never thought of it that way before. Because it's not. If I want to get rid of everything that I've gotten over the past year, I know exactly what to do. Go down to the liquor store and, get whatever the fuck's gonna destroy everything. Sorry. There's somebody pulling up behind me, and I'm just trying to see who it is. But I think it's somebody just turning around. So yeah, I mean, there's just so many isms that I hear, and I said this joke in one of maybe even my very 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 first video, and it's not my joke. It's a good friend of mine, Joe List. He's a comedian. He was also sober, and put it best. You know, some people drink to unwind, but when I drink, I unravel. And everything all of my problems in this world, for the most part, have been due to alcohol. And yet now here I am a year later, and sure, I still got problems. You know, I still got issues, you know, financial and whatever. They're certainly less than what they were. But, you know, my problems don't seem as big. My problems don't seem like the weight of the world is pressing down on me. That's another gift of sobriety. Like, you learn to deal, you learn to cope, you learn to deal with the problems as they come at you. And if it's something that you haven't dealt with before, well, that's where your community comes in. You turn to them, you ask them, and if that doesn't work, you know, pray. You pray to your higher power. You know, ask him for guidance, or her, however you view your higher power. Could be a fucking doorknob for all I know. I don't care what your higher power is. Just get one. But yeah, even like financially though, like I said in my last video, I hosed through $500,000, over $500,000 in the last, 6 years. And, this move wasn't cheap, but I managed. This move ran into the tens of thousands of dollars, but you know what the fucking great thing was? Is that I had that money and wasn't getting here living out of a freaking shoebox. So I had a little to spare, you know? That would never have happened when I was drinking and drugging. Wouldn't even have been possible when I was drinking and drugging. You know? And people are willing to help me out as much as I'm willing to help them out as well. Like, I know right now I could call up probably 10 different people if I was on the verge of relapsing or taking another drink at any time of the day. And one of them would pick up and sit with me and talk with me until I was, they felt that I was better. But the thing is, I am offering the same back. If they called me at 2 o'clock in the morning, as long as I heard my phone ringing, that I would sit there until the sun came up, talking with them, trying to talk them down, making sure nothing bad happened. But yeah, 365 days, 24 hours at a time. Sometimes 24 minutes, sometimes 24 seconds at a time, especially early on. It's the amount of gifts that I have received in sobriety are immeasurable and too many to list. The happiness, the self-confidence, just the joy that I feel on a daily basis. It's something else. It's absolutely incredible. And I wish I could bottle it up, box it up, whatever, and gift it to each and every one of you. If I could, I would. But guys, just know that there is a way out. That life does get better. That it's not ever so damaged that you can't claw your way back. That you can't rise above it and become what you were always meant to be. It doesn't happen overnight, but it happens. And sometimes it does get worse before you, like, even the first time I got sober, about a month into me getting sober, I ended up homeless. So sometimes it does get worse before it gets better. But everything happens the way that it's supposed to. Everything happens the way that it's supposed to. And you might not see the good coming your way. You know, it's tough to see the forest for the trees sometimes. I get it. Everything might seem so daunting depending on your situation. You might have legal trouble, you might have financial trouble, you might have relationship trouble. But it gets better. This too shall pass. I just want each and every one of you to know that I am rooting for you. And I appreciate each and every one of you who have commented and reached out and just cheered me on. And just know that I'm cheering you on too. But yeah, for 365 days, I have continued to disappoint my demons. And I hope those motherfuckers are as far away as I hope that they're having a pity party for themselves. 'Cause you ain't gonna get me. Not ever again. Alright. Well, that's it for me. We can do this one day at a time together. Please, please, please share if you find this message helpful. Please like, please subscribe, please share. Just want to get the message out. Also, go me. Yeah. Alright guys. See you in the next video.